Australia get a bonus point of some description, then England, the twice crowned champions, looking for their hat-trick here in Italy, will be out of the main competition. Giving chase was Leoline Zas down to Unke, man from the Free State, Shimla's University in Bloemfontein. A good opening 40 for South Africa. Their power showed in the scrums, and the Australian open side, Cameron Orr, on a final warning to all intents and purposes. Thompson inside to Gelant, inside his own 22. I'm sure he's had better kicks than that one, but it's safe into touch. Warwick Gelant, 5 games in last year's tournament in New Zealand.
He's nowhere near play, we're playing.
Young man from George.
We're playing.
In the Western Cape.
In.
Gathered in by Ned Hannigan for Australia. Australia need to score first in this second half. Good drive.
Stay back, feet. It's backwards.
Turnover by South Africa. Jean-Luc Dupree. Australia will have to readjust here. Brad Wilkin has just walked off, holding his wrist. Winter to Korchik, the number 8. Promising run here from Jonah Placid. Placid for the try line. Lovely underhanded pass, finding Kellaway. This is good stuff from Australia. Quick recycling. Came off the head of the prop, Cameron Orr. That's a let-off for South Africa, looking to counter here. Referee Whitehouse on the spot. Australia have it back. The Tuttle to Fainga, the hooker. Firing it out into midfield to Paya-Awa. Inside centre. There's a tremendous incursion from fullback Placid. This is Michael Gunn. The flank forward. The South African defence holds firm. Well, that was a big hit coming in from Unke. He just lined up Andrew Deegan. The chase is on. Davis is back there. Does remarkably well, but he's been turned, and the ball is available for Van Zyl. Duplessis. Out it goes to Ntukana. That is the third try. Australia pressing, but that big hit coming in from Unke, turning defence into attack, and finished off in style by that man, Kanyo Ntukana.
This is where it all started. Just look for Oxen Care. Oh, what a solid hit from him. Absolutely ferocious in defense. Quick distribution of the ball. South Africa looking to move the ball into space, and it's Kanya Ntukana coming in, stepping off his right foot. Total awareness of where the Australian defense is, and what a majestic try. Balanced running, strength off the right foot, and he's straight over the whitewash. But that all originated from the massive hit from Oxencare.
Well, I'm surprised that Andrew Deegan is back on his feet, because he felt the full brunt of that hit from Ox Unke. Well, that has certainly caused a stir amongst the crowd here at the Estadio San Michele. Brandon Thompson, 4 out of 4, 100% record. And sends another one between the posts. Piling on the agony then for Australia here. 27 points to 3 now.
And here we see Oxen Kane full flight, head down, shoulder in, contact on, wrap the arms to, and Kanyon Kukana, what a sight, step off the right foot, and just that acceleration once he's made the step too.
Well, it's a long way back for Australia, taken in by Handro Liebenberg, the captain.
Inside. Australia on the halfway line. Greens, take a step. Take a step. Stand over. Look up.
Yeah, there is a placement on for Australia. Sam Crook from Randwick. His second season, and a young man who impressed in the Oceania Junior Rugby Championships back last month. Hannigan. Deegan not feeling the effects of that hit from Umke. Australia probing the narrow side, and the replacement Crook immediately into the action. A little indecision on that occasion. Tuttle found the path of his pass, intended pass, blocked. Winter should be fairly fresh. He just had 3 minutes at the end of the game against Italy, against his name in this tournament.
No, 3. Leave him alone. Leave the 9 alone.
Payaawa, the ball striking Fansale on the leg. Australia will get the penalty. Fansale, the former captain of the
Hold the ball there, you know?
Affies school in Pretoria.
You come through the middle, take the 9 out, it's going to be a penalty next time, okay?
See in the background the hashtag there, World Rugby in the
Don't debate
20s.
through the
Well,
game. If I'm asking you to do something, please
get
don't
in
do
touch with us. What did you think of that hit by Umke? And the tries from South Africa. All the features on the World Rugby website, www.worldrugby.org. Australia into the South African half. They're queuing up outside and behind Deegan.
Hands out 3, good. Off a boot, play on.
Ball coming off a South African boot.
Rock formed.
Deegan, a speculative kick behind the South African defence, but Gelant has it well covered, right-footed, and finds touch midway between the 22 and the 10-metre line. So a solid passage of play from Australia, but couldn't make inroads in the South African defence, holding firm.
I'll marshal it too. Not straight. Not
Throw in
straight.
not straight.
You've got the not straight. What would you like? Scrum or
So I
line
wonder
out?
what the decision might be. No prizes for guessing it's going to be a South African scrum.
Injury?
Just see Fahinga, yeah. Definitely not straight, not at the right height either, but so blatant the ref had no other option but to award the scrum to South Africa.
First scrum of the second half, I think.
I'll let you know when it's not.
And that front row combination has proved pretty strong in the opening 40 minutes, causing all sorts of problems
Point. Set.
for their opposite numbers. Down it goes.
Time off. Yeah, it's fine, Nelia. It's fine. Number 1, come here.
Then what's going to
Pressure
happen
came on,
here?
Down in the knee once again. Same penalty. It's going to be a yellow card,
Well,
as we discussed.
he was warned towards the end of the first half. Cameron Orr down on one knee again, not taking the pressure.
Straight down.
And
number 1.
Australia, well, if there are problems before, those problems have just been compounded by the sin binning of their looser prop, Cameron Orr.
We see the sustained pressure here from South Africa, and it looked like Joseph Dweba actually hooked that with his head. Straight in, see the headband come down. It's the first time I've seen that.
Charging downfield, Dupree. Liebenberg can't take it.
Play an advantage. Get out there now.
Australia
No. Advantage penalty.
up against it here. 27-3 down.
Yeah, thank you.
14 men.
You're telling me what it is, okay? Please listen to me.
Yeah, Ben Whitehouse quite capable of refereeing this game by himself. Needs no help from one or two dissenting South African voices. Andrew Deegan, former Australian schoolboys representative.
9, okay? Time off. Number 9 and number 2. Sub. 2 and 9. Slow things down, lads. Time is off. We'll set
Coming
it.
on for Australia here is Harry Nusifora.
Number 3. Sub.
You don't have to scratch your heads too much, because he is the nephew of the legendary Wallaby and former under-20s coach David Nusifora, and this is Frans van Wyk, the replacement front row forward for South Africa. Palm down at the back, and away goes Dweba. Oh, he's a bundle of energy, isn't he? Thompson to Duplessis. Looking to ignite things in midfield there. Van Wyk just tipped it forward.
First off green.
His first touch of the ball. It's difficult to see the way back for Australia here.
Number 7.
You would just see the indiscretion, slight knock on. Difficult for Van Zyl to actually control that ball if it's not stable and the delivery isn't there.
Okay. We've got time off, both for the sub and the injury, and there's one due. Time off.
So another replacement for Australia. That's Ferretti Saaga.
When our guys just getting the team to just come from the side,
Okay.
you have to just check that from
I'll have a look. I'm pretty happy at the moment. The ball's coming away pretty fast as well. This man disagrees.
Campbell Magnay.
Good.
That's another substitute for Australia.
Yeah.
It's the centre who's taking the bang on the head. It's Duncan Paia'awa.
Stop for
A little blood above the right eye. Campbell Magnay, well, he came on to the bench.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
As Tyson Davis was on the bench initially, but because he had to start, Magnay gets a chance, and an 18-year-old now in midfield for Australia from the
Step off, Wing.
Nudgee College, Campbell Magnay.
Crouch. Point. Set. No, just a bad hit, that is, lads. Up, up, up. Okay, okay. Just a bad hit. You okay too? Just a bad hit. We're resetting, same put in.
I may have heard Ben Whitehouse say that was a bad hit.
Crouch. Point. Set.
Australia have 8 men in the scrum here. They're 1 short behind. And still the scrum goes backwards, stolen ball from Henro Liebenberg, the captain. It's been stolen back though. That's tremendous work. Looked like Adam Korchik from where I'm standing. First touch of the ball, then it's a nervous touch from Campbell Magnay, the replacement. Just 18 years of age. And there he is, the Nudgee College, and the Queensland Rugby Nursery, isn't it? Nudgee College.
8. There's too much dialogue coming from you and your team now, okay? In live play. We spoke about pre-game what I want. This is too much. Yeah, too much talking. Let's just get on with the game. Scrum is here.
Too much
Always
talking from the South Africans. There is the captain, following the path well trodden by great Springbok back rowers. There's Hendro Liebenberg. And if we are looking for players to progress through to international rugby, then surely this young man, a natural leader, will be in that Springbok squad before too very long, adding his weight, not too inconsiderable weight, to the forward effort at the back of that scrum, controlling. And there he goes, Liebenberg, powerful and peerless, purposeful as well. Liebenberg leading the charge. Thompson hauled down inside the South African 22, snapped up by Korchik. Taken back inside, so Deegan can't kick directly for touch. There's the dancing feet of Kanyo and Tokana. Oh, turning the Australian defence one way then the other. 15 on 15 here, Placid. That tackle had to be made on Gelant. Quickly, oh, lovely hands on Thompson. Thompson is away, and here comes the bonus point. And there goes South Africa into the semi-finals. He's had a terrific game with the boot as Brandon Thompson, but there's more to his game than just putting the ball between the posts.
Yeah, we see Kanyo Nkukana doing what he does best, beating defenders, keeping the ball alive, just refusing to die with the ball. Warwick Gelant does well there to keep that ball in play, but it's just Brandon Thompson, the vision to actually see that Australia had no second line of defense. He was smiling 15 meters before he actually got to the try line. It's the show and go and the balance in his running and the sheer determination to get that result. Well done, Brandon Thompson.
Great to see, and a smile on his face as he made his way to the try line. Young Brandon Thompson, the Matties University student then, Stellenbosch, lovely part of the world down in the Cape of South Africa. And this to add the icing on the cake. Oh, it couldn't be closer to the centre, could it? Between the posts there. Thompson, 19 points now then to his name out of South Africa's 34-point tally.
Oh, Brandon Thompson, the show and go, and it's the step off the right foot that makes him accelerate, and the dive for the line. Great, fantastic still shot.
Zamo Majola is on for South Africa, wearing 17. Ball taken by Harry Nusifora. Nothing he could do, really.
Take a step.
Jan van der Merwe is also on. That's Zamo Majola.
Thank you.
Hooker. Jan van der Merwe from the Blue Bulls. Majola from the Sharks.
There's no more there. Not at first. No more there. You've carried on driving.
The game played in good spirit.
It was Oman.
But as it stands, South Africa, New Zealand, France and England go through to the semi-finals.
Australia, yeah, actually choosing not to defend the small by actually attacking the South Africans. And what they've actually done is South Africa's moved the ball to the back of the maul. They had no right to. What the man needed to do was break out, or the jumper had to actually break off from the maul and attack the Australian defense.
It's a South African front row going down this side.
Number 3. From the side like that. Don't debate to me. It's gone under. Thank you, Leah.
On the word of the referee's assistant on this side.
You must stay up.
Thompson sends the ball on its way.
We see the fresh legs of Mzamo Majola on the left-hand side here, and it's Australia just unable to cope with the sheer power of the South African pack.
De Beer, the replacement hooker, shielded by RSA H2. Slowly but surely approaching the Australian 22. It's there for Van Zyl. Jenkins, he's had a good game. Jenkins is away! Brilliant individual score for the lock forward, Jason Jenkins. And the supporters are in raptures here in the grandstand. They'll be back here on Monday to cheer the team on in the semi-finals of the 2015 World Rugby Under-20s Championship.
Oh, sheer brilliance here from Jason Jenkins. South Africa looking to recycle the ball. It's close contact play. He's able to ride the tackle, but it's that acceleration out of the tackle that actually gets him over the line. Sheer power, sheer strength from the big number 4 in Jason Jenkins. Ball in 2 hands, switches it over to the other side, handoff, and a nice clean dive for his try. Fantastic. Well done, Jason Jenkins.
You'd expect good hands from a young man who's played provincial cricket, and can you imagine this guy bowling at you from over 2 meters in height? You want to hide behind the wicket. This probably is the most difficult kick of the night for young Brendan Thompson. Right-footed. And that's his first miss of the evening, but it won't make much difference to the final outcome because South Africa have a commanding lead here over Australia. 36 points and by 39-3. Jason Jenkins from the Blue Bulls missed out on the championship 12 months ago through injury. An ankle injury meant he couldn't take part. So welcome break for South Africa, but it's scant relief really as they've been completely outplayed here.
Here we see them actually building this maul. It's how they've actually gone about rattling up the score. It's been mature, it's been composed, it's been full of aggression and the sense in the play. And it's just that control that Ivan Van Zyl actually gives the team. He's not happy with that ball to be distributed, take it on to his big runners, and it's the refusal of Jason Jenkins to actually go down on that first hit.
Well, in next to no time, that try, along with others, scored here this evening and throughout the day in the championship, will be up on YouTube. And get in touch with us and share your thoughts with us on hashtag World Rugby Under-20s. So here we have the latest replacement.
Time back on.
That's Dan Duprier who's on. So the Duprier brothers, Dan and Jean-Luc. Andro Liebenberg does his talking on the field as the South African captain, gaining the hard yards. Majola. Good counter-rucking here by Australia, though. That's there, Nusifora, Kellaway. Chances have been few and far between for the Australian captain. An early chance, but has hardly had the ball in his hands since then. Australia coming up in midfield here. Nusifora, the offload from Ferretti Saanga, Australian 16.
Roll away 13.
Tuipulotu, outside centre. Takes play within some 12-15 metres of the South African try line. Driving hard and low is the replacement for Eti Saanga. It's on its way. Sandal, it's advantage to Australia here.
Number, please.
As Michael Gunn heads for the try line. Still advantage here for Australia. The try must come surely. Player held up over the try line. Scored first as Ben Whitehouse, then ripped away. Good refereeing.
There's no TMO. I'm satisfied.
No television match official. Referee is satisfied, and Duncan Paia'awa gets what might be a consolation score for Australia. Well, it's a well-worked try.
And at the first time of asking in the second half, the South African defence showing a few chinks, but it's Leo Lenzas that I thought maybe actually held that ball up. But the ref actually deeming that Duncan Paia'awa got the ball down. Very difficult to see there. I think Leo Lenzas actually ripped that ball out, but the ref actually deeming to be a fair try.
Just about managed to see the ball on the ground, I think, before it was ripped away by Zas. Let's have another look.
Excellent ball, attacking the weak shoulder. Difficult to see from that angle, but
yes, the other angle I think that was more convincing. But there, look, the Whitehouse referee is on the spot.
I'm happy he stood his ground. Stood his ground.
Oh, they're not done yet. Ned Hannigan this time.
Number 19 taking players out. Nothing to do with play.
Taking player off the ball is the replacement, Riley Winter. He's the man penalised. It's a tough night at the office, isn't it, for the young Australians, fifth seeds in this tournament. And it looks they'll be battling to retain that fifth position at the end of this match.
On the line. On the line, okay? Yep.
If they could claim a bonus point, well, the losing bonus point is certainly out of the reach for Australia. And it's a big ask for them to get another 3 tries to claim a bonus point, which would see them through at the expense of England.
8 out, 8 out. That's fine. Balls there.
Dutoy, Majola and Snyman stand back and look to set it up again. Australia on their own 22. Musifora just about gets the ball away to Placid. Strong fullback for Australia. Haven't had much of a chance to see him in the wide open spaces where he loves to counter, as indeed does this young man, Warwick Gelant. Seen him a few times last season on the Sevens World Series circuit. Thompson. Van Wyk goes to ground. Oh, the offloader to Dan du Preez. One last pass, perhaps. Vermeulen, well, did he need to pass? The pass was forward. The last pass was forward.
Okay, hang on.
To Zas.
10, sub.
So they'll come back for the scrum.
Time off.
This last pass here that actually does travel forward. Yep. To Leo Lenzas from Jacques Vermeulen. Excellent break though there from Dan du Preez, showing his strength. Leo, yep, definitely forward pass. Well done, referee.
Leo Lenzas from the Western Province claimed the bonus point try against Samoa. Marino Sifora with a brave tackle on Jacques Vermeulen. All 1.97 of him. Vermeulen, that is. Sifora is a little shorter.
Yes, fine, no problem.
At 176. This is Vermeulen.
Hard ground as well. The ground's hard. Just wants a break.
Jacques Vermeulen's actually had a really good game this evening. He's been full of running, he's been full of physicality, he's been tackling with aggression, running the ball, being direct, being abrasive, and being a real outstanding player for this junior Bokke this afternoon.
It's a forward pass. Scrum here. You keep your angle as well, okay? Yeah.
Locks.
South Africa look to get the drive on here. You're looking to work that Australian front row.
Set. No.
Ready? Let's go.
Just come a little bit closer.
Still 13 minutes to go.
Line's your straight mark, okay?
Let's go for ready.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Sifora gets it away. Australia looking to run it from their own try line almost, and they'll get a second bite at the cherry here. Pass went forward. It's cruel luck for Tyson Davis. He's shown up well each time
Number 10.
he's been anywhere near the ball, has young Tyson Davis from the Warringah Rats. Been playing at 12 rather for Warringah. Finds himself on the wing here.
I don't know where he is.
And it's this play from Australia, just losing the ball in contact there. Actually thought South Africa could have recovered that, but it just shows the pure intention of this Australian backline to run the ball at every opportunity, and rightly so. There's a bit of frustration on the face of Tyson Davis there.
We've got 16 men on the field. He's injured. He'll go off and we'll start.
Tinus de Beer is an outside half, and he's on in place of Brandon Thompson, who's had an evening to remember, and his services will be needed again in the semi-finals. Let's hope that the injury is not that serious, because he's a star performer for this junior box side. And South African supporters will well remember that South Africa's worst performance ever at the Junior World Championships was here in Italy in 2011, when they finished 5th and failed to qualify for the semi-finals for the very first time. Controlled by Liebenberg at the back of the scrum. First touch for De Beer. Round the corner comes Warwick Gelant. De Beer on the loop, lovely underhanded pass, finding Dan du Plessis. This time Leolin Zas is away under the sticks. Came from the set piece, the control from Handrel Liebenberg. Tinus de Beer, the outside half, was in the movement twice, but Leolin Zas needed no second invitation.
It's that ability to keep the ball alive, and that really good ball there from Tinus de Beer. Involved twice in the movement, a sighted offload under pressure, but it's the leg drive and then the offload to Leolin Zas, cutting back on the inside, and the Australian jerseys all lying on the floor. There comes the pass, and it's that determination to get over the line. Second handoff there, and straight under the post.
Tinus de Beer. Caesar's kick sailed between the posts, almost a charge down. A 6th try then for South Africa, 17 for the tournament, as Australia take the quick restart. I still think that there's a half chance perhaps.
Time off, substitution.
Well, a few tries, but it's highly unlikely, with the score standing at 46-8
Time is off.
against them.
16. Pucker. Wait. Wait for the whistle.
And still These South African supporters want more.
In 5, make a decision. Time on. Hold. Let's go.
John van der Merwe. Oka finding his man, and South Africa content to keep it tight for a split second there. De Beer hoists the high kick downfield and sends Australia back into their own half, and again it's the quickly taken Callaway, the Australian danger man and captain. Most exciting prospect in Australian rugby since Kurtley Beale tied his bootlaces at 16 years of age. But his team has certainly been under the pump tonight.
Number 6, offside, you played the man, he didn't retreat. Yeah, we're going to play on.
Vermeulen
I understand, mate, but we got to play.
in some difficulty
Just
here.
step inside. On the line.
Received some treatment a minute or two ago.
Number 12. 12, sub.
Grant Hermanus is the substitute for Daniel Duplessis. Grant Hermanus from the Western Province region, and a Craven Week Player of the Year in 2013. Driving hard and low, Sam Croak. And how did he lose possession there as Placid tracks back, spins on his heel. And Hermanus gets his man for the second time of asking.
Playing advantage for a high tackle.
It's the high tackle that's being penalised. So Ben Whitehouse calls them back.
Just a high tackle, mate, thank you. High tackle, keep him down. Got a ball there, boys.
It's been an accomplished performance, this Carlo Del Fava from South Africa, and they've prepared well, and at whatever age group or level you play in Argentina, and to come away with a 2-0 series win is some accomplishment.
It is. It's just the way they've conducted themselves this evening. It's the maturity that they're actually showing. It's quite easy to forget that these players are only under 20 years of age, and just the maturity they've shown in selecting their game management, their leadership, the execution of their individual skills, and just the intensity that they've shown at the right areas of the time. And what a privilege to actually watch this performance and two good teams on the field.
Placid again having a go himself down the far side there, the fullback. Determined to get a score.
Australia, you're in. Greens, step. Good.
Paia'awa. That's another high tackle, this time on Riley Winter. Ben Whitehouse's arm is out to Davis. Well, if anyone deserves a try, it's young Tyson Davis. Australia 5 metres out, they still have the advantage. Croak. Well, if Australia could score now, and with 6 minutes remaining, we could have a dramatic finish here. But at the moment, it's South Africa, New Zealand, France and England who go through. Australia come again. There's the try line beckoning, inviting in the background.
Twenty-three. Yeah.
No real advantage for Australia.
It's a yellow card.
And within 2 minutes of coming on, Grant Hermanus will sit out the remainder of the game. That's his second high tackle in as many minutes.
Yes, very well.
On Riley Winter, the Australian replacement.
It's 5 out.
Tyrrell Lomax.
Knock on.
Ball lost though by James Dalglish. The replacement outside half. And Funsale quite happy to kick that ball, albeit somewhat aimlessly downfield. Finds touch just outside the South African 22.
Yeah. Time off. 9. 9 and 5. 9 and 5. 5. And number 9.
So David Taron emptying the bench here.
Yeah, mate.
Hyron Andrews wearing 19 and Marco Janse van Vuren. Those are the two replacements. Erges Snyman and Ivan Funsale. The players coming off. And greeted handsomely by the South African supporters. Kellaway, the captain.
Knock on there.
Broke the try-scoring record of Julian Sevilla and Zach Guilford in New Zealand last year with a personal tally of 10. Penalties coming thick and fast.
Stay up.
And South Africa will have time to regroup.
Your substitutes are making this a negative game now.
Interesting comment there from referee Whitehouse. Your substitutions, he said to South Africa, are making it a negative game now.
Australia, as
Well,
we
the
discussed.
game has been won. South Africa content perhaps to run down the clock.
Fine's fine.
The clock is Australia's worst enemy now. The ball is whipped out once more, and this time perhaps Placid spins out of the first tackle, caught though by Javier Filjon.
Whose ball? Okay.
Into touch, and will be an Australian line out.
Take a step.
Filjon, ex-Grey College student to Bloemfontein. Play at fullback, winger or centre. It's a valuable commodity. Sometimes those players suffer as a consequence. Through very quickly was Michael Gunn for Australia, their flank forward. I suspect the ball had been tipped forward initially, though, by an Australian hand.
Take a step. You set your line. Listen to that man.
What you walking? No. What you walking?
Take a step
To
back.
this might be commanding operations.
Wait. Yep.
Gunn, was he taken in the air? Yes, he was, but play on, says referee Whitehouse.
You're in the air. Time off. Captain.
Stern word here for the captain.
Okay. Time is off. As we discussed in the last line out, your substitutes are making this game very negative, okay?
Can I have a word with
Hang on, let me finish a second, please. These players here are trying to attack and play positively, and all you're trying to do is kill their attack in a negative way. Sort it out. We've already had 1 yellow card for a high tackle. Do not make me give another one
Can I
for
have a chat
repeating.
with you?
Of course you can. Please do it.
Boys, right foot.
Hang on, they're talking. And the penalty be on the 15.
Good communication there from referee Ben Whitehouse. Showing a good understanding. South Africa preventing Australia from getting on with play. Cynical tactics from South Africa is what was said by referee Whitehouse. And Majola. And that tackle that was.
Roll! There, the ball's come away.
Another big hit from the junior box.
Advantage, no arms.
Oh, here's another yellow card coming up here.
To wrap your arms, it's a yellow card.
Dan de Beer.
You must
Dupree,
wrap your
rather.
arms. Here. Back.
Not using the arms. Well, you have to give credit to Australia for the way they're battling away right to the final whistle here. They'll get their reward finally. And it's the captain, Andrew Kellaway, who adds to his already impressive tally of 11 tries, just the one in this tournament before tonight. That's his second.
Oh, just reward for the perseverance that this Australian backline have shown in their attack. very slick hands from that Australian backline, and Andrew Kellaway, I think, going on for a well-deserved try. Slick hands, it's that man again, Duncan Payao, who's been involved in anything that's positive with this Australian attack.
Let's go.
And the bright red hair there of Andrew Kellaway.
Well, when you are looking for positives, certainly looking at Adam Ashley Cooper departing for France after the Rugby World Cup, and that young man, Andrew Kellaway, might well be in the running. An exciting talent.
Left or right, left or right.
Conversion is missed. We're into the last minute. 46-13, a little more respectability perhaps, but the power of the South Africans in that opening half took the game away from Australia. 6 tries in total, and they're looking good for the semi-finals of the championships here in Italy, where they will join New Zealand, France and England. Barring a try-fest by New Zealand against Ireland in the last 5 minutes of that game in Viadana.
Time off. Time off.
But South Africa living up to their billing as potentially top seeds here in Italy. They came here in determined mood, and with England having dropped off against France in Viadana by 30 points to 18. It's South Africa who are best placed at this moment to take the title. Into referee time at the end of the game. South Africa down to 13 men, 46-13. Out it goes from Marcus Janssen van Vuren, and that young man, Hendro Liebenberger, can look back on a job well done. The South African captain will take his team on to the semi-finals here in Calvisano on Monday next.